All right, it's going.
All right. So welcome everybody to our team call. Hold on a second, real quick message. We're excited to have you on because we have lots of changes and exciting things to share on the call today. It is January 20th, right? Yeah, January 20th. And we're going to just go ahead and get started, and hopefully more people will hop on. If you see your phone go muted, we do mute everybody's line while one person's talking because the feedback gets overwhelming the more people we get on the line. It's nothing personal. However, we will have to unmute you if you want to ask a question. So at the end, if you have a question and you're not on video chat, just send me a chat message and we'll unmute you. If you're on video chat where you can unmute yourself, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question, because I do want this to be somewhat interactive. So first of all, for anybody on the call who doesn't know who I am, because I know we get some new people, which is really exciting. Hard to believe I would ever have a call of teams or coaches who don't know who I am, but yay, we're there. My name is Cindy LaBelle. I've been a coach for a little over a year, and I live in Central Point. So let's see who's messaging me. No. And we're excited to have everybody with us tonight. I know it's kind of a sacrifice to hop on a phone call in the evening when we're supposed to be with our family. So grateful for you guys making the time. We're going to start off with some recognition. And I'm going to have Molly correct me on this one, so you can unmute yourself because I can't keep up with her today, but I believe you're at SC10. Is that correct? Yep. Hold on. There you go. Say it again.
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So good job. I look in my back office and all I see is Molly Fair signed to coach. Molly Fair signed to coach. Molly Fair signed to coach. Yeah, so great job. Georgie Bell is at Success Club 5, and Jessica Briones, is that how you say her last name? Okay. She's at Success Club 10. So that's actually pretty awesome already. We also have two people so close. Melissa Joel's at 4, and I believe she might actually be 6 because she was talking about a coach switch to a challenge pack. And if that happened, then she is at 6. And Tiffany Bennett is at 4. So, right. And then we have lots of people at 2. So I didn't list all you guys. So we're going to start off the call tonight about talking about some changes. So Molly and I met this last week and kind of did some brainstorming on how we're going to run our teams together this year and kind of make some changes to the way we've been doing things that I think is going to help, one, being able to focus in on helping you guys more, and 2, boost our team interaction to where our team pages are kind of, 1, running themselves, and 2, constantly have good positive information flowing through them. So one change you're going to see is that I'm going to create a team page that is going to literally be a team page. So right now we have our Team Metamorphosis page, and that's a coach page. So only people who are coaches can go in that page. I want to have, and this is actually from some challengers that have joined my team, who want to be connected to our team, but aren't ready to sign up as coaches. So I thought, there's probably a lot of challengers out there that might like to have just a little window into what we do as a team, but I don't want to give them full access to our coach page. So I will be starting, it'll probably launch in February, a Team Metamorphosis team page, which you can add all your challenges to. It'll be an opportunity for them to just kind of see what we do, see the dynamic that we have, the culture that we have as a team. I'm sure all teams say this, but I really think we have a special team. We're very interactive with each other. We are close-knit, and I don't care if all the teams say it. I really do think we're special. So I want to be able to share that with our challengers because those are our number one prospects to turn into coaches. And I think the idea of being a coach can sometimes be overwhelming and scary to them because they see it as this great, big, huge, I'm going to be a coach. And I don't think they realize it's something that you can completely manage working together in your spare time, that sort of stuff. So be watching for that. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's going to be something that I will be calling on other people to help me with. So and we'll roll it out. If it's not functioning and it's not working the way I imagine it to, then it won't continue, but it's just something I want to try. So we are also going to be making some changes to our team call. And I've chatted with a couple of you about this just because we've been talking about other things coming up, and I didn't want you guys to get confused about what we're going to do. So we're going to be changing our team call nights to Thursday nights. And it's going to be at 6:30 instead of 6. I think that's a little bit more convenient time for everybody. We don't have as many East Coast people. The one reason we were doing it at 6 was for that we had 2 East Coast people that wanted to get on, and one of them quit, so I'm not concerned about that one anymore, and the other one doesn't really get on our team calls very often. So we're going to switch it to 6:30 because that seems to be more convenient for us, and it's going to happen every other week. So we'll only have a big team call every other Thursday. The Thursdays in between that, we're going to do business opportunity calls that you can invite all of the people that you're talking to who have any interest in doing what we do to log on with us and learn what we do. We have a great presentation that's provided to us from Beachbody that we go through. Andrea Otley's team, Desert Stars, will be doing that with us. So the call should be pretty full, hopefully. I think we've done one and we had 15 people on it, and we had 3 signups result from it. And it wasn't the best one ever. So they're going to get better. So that's good. That's how the team calls are going to work from now on. So the first and the third Thursdays of the month are going to be actual team training calls. The second and fourth Thursdays of the month are going to be business opportunity calls. Those will always have an invite on Facebook that we'll share with you guys so that you can share it and invite your friends. I would like if you can track who you've invited on, so we can kind of keep an idea what kind of turnover we're getting. Like, are we getting a lot of signups when we do these? Are people finding them not helpful? That sort of thing. So kind of track that for yourselves, the people that get on and train with us. So that being said, we're going from a phone call every week to just 2 a month. So that sounds like, oh, we're losing our training. But Molly and I are going to be running Emerald to Diamond groups and Emerald groups and Diamond groups. So if you're working to Emerald, you'll be in one training group. If you're working to Diamond, you'll be in the other group. So we want to start breaking the team into calls. So we're going to do a call every other week on the business opportunity call week for just our Emeralds and for just our Diamonds, so that we can focus in on specific training on that level and help you guys more on an individual basis. And those are going to be on Tuesday nights, just like we've been doing these. So those would be the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And this will all be posted in our groups. I have a big pop-up that just came up. It's going to take us some time to get them calendared and, get everybody familiar with them. But I think it's going to be a great shift for our team. So we can focus the training exactly where everybody needs it. And I think maybe if we especially focus in the Emerald and Diamond calls, it'll be smaller groups and be way more interactive. You guys asking questions and focusing on what you specifically need to learn that you're struggling with. So Molly, if I'm missing anything, feel free to pop in and help. Because we talked about a lot of stuff. We had a long meeting. That is going to launch, those will launch in February. So we are going to be restructuring our groups. And I just restructured my push to Emerald group. And we are going to be redoing it because I'm getting almost no interaction. I think I've had 2 people actually complete all the assignments, and there's like 10 people in the group. So I also think these calls are going to help us stay focused on actually completing the training in those groups and being able to connect and make sure that we understand what the assignments are and that sort of thing. So starting February 3rd, they'll actually be February 2nd because that's Monday. We're going to launch our new Diamond group. I am going to be doing our daily posting for that. Molly will be interacting with everybody, following up on assignments with coaches and that sort of thing. So if you are an Emerald who's pushing to Diamond, you need to be in that group. The other one is going to be, I'm calling it, and I haven't told Molly this yet, Vault to Emerald is what the group's called. And it's going to be ran by the daily posts Molly is going to be doing in that group, and I will be checking in, commenting, and helping with the activity and posting on that page. So if you are not Emerald yet, that's the group that you need to be in. Both of them run 60 days. They all have short 10 to 20-minute assignments at the max. Diamond Group is a little bit more on the 20-minute side of assignments. But I do ask, if you get into the groups, you need to do the assignments because we're still spending the same amount of time regardless running the group. And the group that, like I said, I have running now, it's been going since January, the first Monday in January, and it's like crickets in there. So we need interaction in the groups if you're going to be in the group. If you're too busy, that's okay. You don't have to be in the group. This is just for the people who are ready to focus on pushing their business forward and have the time to participate in the group. So with that being said, we are going to, if you do ask to be in the group, we're going to be checking in weekly with you guys to make sure you're responding to assignments and that. So what we're going to be tracking who's in there and who's needing more focus on getting the assignments done. Excuse me. So I'm excited about that stuff because it's going to be more one-on-one coach training for you guys, and I really think we're going to see a lot of advancements come out of it. So that's going to be very, very cool. So we are also going to be calling on our team members to help us run our groups. So the big team group, the team pages we have. Molly and I kind of discussed a little bit of what she shared last week's call on how Erin Conlon is doing her calls. And I love the idea of having assignments to our team and a theme for each day of the week so that we can get everybody interacting on the call. So for instance, on my team page, everybody knows who I am because I'm posting on it all the time. But there are a lot of awesome coaches on our team that aren't posting on our team page all the time that I want everybody to interact with. And an example I'll use is I've noticed, like in my 21-day fix group I'm running right now, I have 2 coaches in there who have kind of started chatting with each other and sharing information and that sort of thing. That's what I want to see happening on our team page. I want you guys to start running ideas past each other and helping each other and supporting each other. So that's another thing that Molly and I are going to work out over the next week or so, and then we'll give you guys some assignments on. And for example, it'll be post your story today. So at some point, every one of you will be asked to post your story in our team page so that the people in our team know who you are. That's the kind of assignments that we're talking about. So the actual topic for our call today is on the value of a coach. And so we're going to go a little bit into this. I have gotten, and this is crazy because it's only happened to me maybe once since I've been a coach, but I have had a lot of people over the last week and a half probably contact me about what do I do if someone tells me they're finding Shakeology or a program cheaper on eBay. This is, I don't know if it's just more prevalent right now because people are trying to save money. I don't know. Like I said, it's happened to me one time in a year and 3 months. So I thought about it. I'm like, why is it not happening to me? And I think part of it is when I'm inviting people, one of the first things I'm doing is informing them why it's important they buy it from me. I'm kind of taking that away from them before they even go to eBay and start searching it. So what is the value of a coach? That's one of the unique things that we can offer that eBay cannot offer. And we're going to kind of touch on 2 topics under this. 1, the value of a coach, and 2, what do you do if it's too late and they've already bought from eBay, but they still want to be in your challenge group because they have a program. So the value of a coach is unmeasurable, really, because you're there with them from the beginning through the end and then beyond. They have you as someone they can call on at any given moment when they're not feeling motivated. You're like their own little personal cheerleader. And that is the number one reason people don't finish their programs is lack of motivation. They start and quit. You're the thing that is stopping them from quitting. So there's no value you can put to that. So I mean, I've seen things cross on some of the other team pages when they're trying to, validate how much it would be compared to if you were going to buy it on eBay. And I've seen numbers upwards of $800 is how they value us. I think that's probably, close to right if you were working at an hourly wage, but it goes so far beyond that, because just think of just the people that we have on this call now, the relationships that we've built with each other since we become coaches. You can't put a value on that. And it's hard to express that to people that don't see, what we really do. So you need to approach, as soon as you're inviting, make sure part of your invitation includes you get your program, you get your Shakeology, and you get me. And I'm going to be there to check in with you as often as you want me to. I usually set up a schedule. Some people don't want to hear from you every day. So I'm going to be there to check in, to motivate you, and make sure that you finish this program and that you hit your goal. I won't go away until you tell me I want you to go away, which no one's ever told me that, just so you know. So that's something that you just can't put a dollar on. And if you share it that way, instantly they can't come back and say, well, I found it cheaper on eBay, because then you can counter that with, that's great, but you don't get me and you're not supporting me. I think another thing that might be holding a few of us back at hitting some of our advancement goals is devaluing the relationship that you're approaching with. A lot of us are still in our very warm market. So don't be afraid to say, I would really love for you to support me. I know you found it on eBay cheaper, but one, I'm coming to you because we have a relationship and I want to help you, and I would love for you in return to support me in my new venture. There's nothing wrong with that. I have used that when I'm talking to people in my closer warm market. So if you're talking to your brother or your in-laws or your mom or your dad, moms or dads usually don't have to pull the whole guilt card on, but they're usually there to support you anyway. But just don't be afraid to say, I'm doing this. One thing you have to rely on is the reputation you've built up until now. If you're flaky, people aren't going to stop and support you. They're going to be like, it's just another one of her whims. If you have strong, integrity and strong relationships with people, they're not going to be afraid to step up and drop $140 on a challenge pack to support you in what you're doing. And the best part of that is, yes, I've had a lot of family members step up at the beginning. They all had results from their programs. Many of them aren't doing them anymore, which is fine. I've built my business beyond that now, so I don't need that initial support. But none of them felt taken advantage of. They all felt they got more than what they invested into their program. And every single one of them know that as soon as they're ready to get back on that horse, I'm right here for them. That's the value of a coach. It doesn't matter if it's been 6 months or a year, you're still their coach. So when they come back and they're ready to go, you're still their coach. And that's what you need to share with people. You need to find a way to interpret that into your conversations that you're having with people, so they know that you are something they can't buy on eBay, basically. The second thing I want to note on eBay purchases is, one, totally not okay by Beachbody. If any of those if it's coaches selling it, which it usually is, they will be, if they're caught, they're no longer coaches. They're not allowed to coach anymore. Just to clarify for everybody, you cannot publicly sell Shakeology or Beachbody programs for under market price. That is against the policies and procedures of Beachbody. That goes for posting in Facebook. If you have Shakeology that you want to sell for under market price, I don't care. Don't post a price. Just post that you have it for sale, and then you can privately talk to people about what you want for it. If for some reason somebody sees it and reports you to compliance, I would suspect you'd get a warning first, but they don't have to. They can just take your right away to be a coach. So we don't want that to happen. So the people selling it on eBay, what I have come to find in a little bit of the research I've done, are usually coaches that got a whole bunch of auto ships that backed up in their pantry, and all of a sudden they've got 5 or 6 extra bags they're trying to get rid of. You save about $10 to $15 a bag by buying it through eBay as opposed to our coach price. So if it's and this is something I want you guys to remember, if saving $10 or $15 is more important to the person that you're trying to get on your team or you're trying to get into your challenge group than supporting you and getting the support you're providing, they're probably not somebody you want to work with, because it's going to constantly have that undertone to it. They're always going to be trying to save a buck. They're always going to be trying to get something for nothing. Because if you're talking about $10 or $15 and relative to your health, it's not that much money. So the final comment on that is many, many, many times the stuff they're selling on eBay is old. It may be expired. I think there's a 2-year shelf life on Shakeology. If it's not expired, if Shakeology gets more than 6 months old, the flavor begins changing. So Shakeology you get in the mail today, if you kept it for 6 months and then ordered it, the vitamins get stronger, the flavors get stronger, it doesn't taste the same. I've had Shakeology, I held on for 6 months, and it's kind of nasty, I'll be honest with you. So they're not getting the product that they're going to be getting from you. If they're buying programs off of eBay, a lot of times they're the DVDs that everybody's sending back that don't work, they're just selling them on eBay because they can get a lot of money and pawn them off on somebody else. Or they're burned copies or pirated copies that are not the same as the copies we get. A lot of them do not come with the program guides that we have and the nutrition guides that we have. So hopefully that kind of shines a little bit of light on the eBay issue. I normally I've never spent this much time talking about it because it hasn't been as big of an issue, but it seems to be super prevalent right now. So, one, start off right off the bat, building the value of you, and don't let them, if there's two, like you can't do anything if they've already bought on eBay, but don't let them buy on eBay and then just get away with it. Message them back and say, I'm really sorry that happened, that you found it on eBay cheaper. It's not the same product that I'm selling. It's probably old. Coaches are not allowed to do that. So there's something about the product that they're selling on there that's not it's a subpar product. So, and let them know how unfortunate it is that they chose not to go through you where you can support them. So now, to address the topic, what do? They bought it on eBay. They still want to be part of your challenge group. They're super inspiring people. You think they might be great coaches. They obviously like the product because they found a way to get it. I always have like free groups running, and I put those people in my free groups. I don't let them in my challenge groups that everybody else has paid the money to be in, because that's not fair. You're then negating the value that the other people have put into that program. So what I usually tell them is, I would say, I can't put you in my exclusive group, and I always call them exclusive or VIP because that's adding value to that group. So I can't put you in my exclusive group, but what I can do, since you decided to buy it through eBay, and I do want to support you in this, I will put you in my free group, and it's very similar. You just don't get the one-on-one coaching that you would get if you had bought through me. It's more of a group type setting that we coach through, and then I go about it that way. So that's my 2 cents on that. If you guys have any questions, I know actually at least three people on this call have had this problem this last couple weeks. So if you have a question, unmute yourself or chat message at the bottom. Oh, you know what? I'm going to unmute. Jeremy, can you unmute the people who called in? I just realized I told them to send me a chat message, which they cannot do from their telephone. Okay, cool. So if anybody has any questions about that, go ahead and voice them now. Okay, no questions. All right, so we're going to go on to answers. Oh, wait. Can you repeat I didn't get your whole question. Okay, I think Kimberly's wanting me to repeat the question. So, question topic. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so for Kimberly, do you have any questions on how to approach someone, talk to someone before or after the fact if they have found our products cheaper than what we sell them on eBay? So, is there anything I wasn't able to clarify when I was sharing? Oh, okay, perfect. She's good. Okay, so then I wanted to address some of the topics that we had. I posted on the page to get some questions from everybody. And Kristen, I believe, it might have been Kristen or Chris, asked about, I'm trying to remember the question now without having to go out and look at it. Oh, how quickly to respond to people after you send an invite. So you're sending out your invites to everybody, and you see that they've read it on Facebook, and then you don't hear back from them, which is so awkward. First of all, let me say something. Just because it says they've read it doesn't mean they've read it. If it comes to my phone and I just look to see what it dinged for, it'll tell you I've read your message, and I haven't actually looked at it yet. And I've actually tested this because it kept happening to me, and I was trying to figure out why. So one, just because it says it's been read doesn't necessarily mean it's been read, especially if they use Facebook through mobile sites. So, however, what happens if they did read it and they just never got back to you? What do? How long do you wait? I never wait more than 48 hours. Usually it's 24 hours, but depending on the situation, if it's somebody you know is kind of more touchy about that kind of stuff, you give them 48 hours. That's plenty of time. And then I message them back. And then I give them between 24 and 48 hours, and I message them back, and then I'm back, and then back. I never stop until they tell me to stop. At some point, one of my messages will say, hey, I hope I'm not being a pest. I am just so excited about getting you on board and joining my group and helping you that I don't want to forget to check up with you. So I have you on a schedule of checking up every 48 hours. So if I'm bothering you, just let me know, and you can tell me to go away. I won't be offended. And never once, and I've sent that message many times, never once has anyone ever told me to go away. Usually the response I get back is, I'm so sorry, I've been really, really busy and keep meaning to get back to you, and then I forget until it's too late, so then I'm going to do it the next day, and then I forget. So you have to keep in mind, and this is something that I have to remind myself almost daily, is we wake up in the morning and we're Beachbody coaches, and our job is to go out and help people get healthy and send them messages and get them into programs and, make it happen. They wake up and they go to their job, and they're as focused on their job as we are on our job. So they're not worrying about getting back to us. Then they get home from the end of their day, and then they're dealing with their kids or their husbands or their wives or, running around. So the next thing they know, it's 10 o'clock at night, and the last thing they want to do is start a conversation with us about how to get into a health group. So we need to just be somewhat sympathetic to the fact that they have busy lives just like we have busy lives. The difference is our focus is here. Their focus isn't here. Or they would already be in a program and they wouldn't need your help. So stay after them. Don't let them off the hook because they keep ignoring you. At some point, it's usually my third or fourth message. If I have heard nothing back at all, I will say, am I annoying you? I don't mean to be. Just let me know, I'll go away. So that gives them the opportunity. It's an out. They can nicely say, oh, thank you. You really are I'm just too busy to do it right now. Check back in a year. Most of the time, that's the message that actually activates them into signing up, because they realize that you're not going to go away, and two, if you're this persistent in getting them on board, then you're going to be there after the fact. So does that answer that question? Okay, we can go ahead and unmute everybody at this point. I lost everybody. Where did you go? Hold on, I pushed a button. Okay, we're back. Okay, so did that answer your question, Kristen, and I think Saviana?
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense? Is it helpful?
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess how many times to keep responding if
forever is the answer to that question. Yeah, just forever until they tell you to go away. I have people that it took me 6 months of constantly following up. I mean, at some point you might go weekly to check in on them, and if you check in with them every single day and they're just like, well, check back next week, check back next week, check back next month, check back next month. Put them on your calendar to immediately check up with them. Whatever they say. If they say check up with me on Friday, I'm usually checking up with them on Thursday so that they're ready to sign up on Friday.
Okay.
Usually what I'll do is just say, you told me to check in with you tomorrow. Just a reminder, I'm going to check in with you tomorrow. Kind of that sort of thing. So were there any other questions? I've got some chats, so let me see what's popping up. Okay. Georgie, I think we can actually hear you if you had a question. Did you?
Me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of things I thought of today. You were talking about making sure that your friends know that you're a Beachbody coach. And, you know, Facebook is funny because you think you post about it a lot, and then somebody will come to you and say, oh, I didn't know you were a Beachbody coach.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you've got to teach people.
Yep. And I mean, there's going to be people that just don't get it, but the people close to you. So that's one thing I wanted to, because there was this last, I want to say probably 4 weeks, I have been working one-on-one with a lot of people to get to my end conversation and find out they're already working with one of you guys. Or they're good friends with one of you guys, or, you know, whatever. So what I want to make sure you all are doing is make sure on your face, if I go look at your Facebook page, do I know you're a Beachbody coach? Now, when I say that, if I'm your friend, so some of you might have your privacy settings set to where other people can't see your page, and that's fine. But if I'm your friend on your Facebook page, I mean, I highly doubt there's a person out of the 1,500 friends I have that are not perfectly clear I'm a Beachbody coach. I post about it multiple times a day. So not that you need to post that often, but you should post enough that anyone who is on your Facebook page isn't coming to me to sign up as a coach. 3 of the people I've been working with said, oh, I didn't know they were a coach. So we need to make sure that we're sharing that. I'm looking across the people on the line. I don't think that's an issue with anybody on this call, to be honest with you. We're obviously going to have circles that overlap the more and more people we add. So that happens. And you know what? We're going to end up signing somebody up that it might hurt a little bit that the other person got them and you didn't get them. It happens. You just have to wish them well and hope that they, you know, dive into the team and join our mission. But what I don't want to happen, that's one thing. If, you know, someone chooses someone over you, that just happens. There's reasons that they're more comfortable with that person. What I don't want to happen is that I sign, and this has actually happened in the past, not recently, but if I sign someone up, I don't want to sign up someone that is going to be, you know, friends with somebody here. So what I'm trying to do at this point is find some sort of interview question I can ask that will answer my question right up front that they already don't know a Beachbody coach. All of the people I've worked with have told me they weren't working with a coach. Yet when I get to the end, I find out that so-and-so is working with, oh, well, she's my sister or she's my best friend. I'm like, well, she's a coach, so we need to go, you know, we'll sign you up through her. They'll still plug into our groups. They'll still have the same support that we all have. They're still going to go through our training groups. We just want to make sure that we're not doing an awkward handoff at the end saying, you know, I've been working with them and getting them excited about it and then say, oh, here, I'm going to pass you off to Jessica. We don't want to do that. So let's just, if you know of people that are interested, let's make sure we're staying in contact. And that probably goes back to the follow-up question too. If you're posting on your page and people are commenting, follow up with even comments, because that's what I think is happening is people are sharing their workouts and the results and how much they love Shakeology, but they may not be necessarily sharing that little fact that I can help you get it. You guys are all fantastic about, you know, workout pics and transformation pics and Shakeology testimonials. I will start paying more attention to see if I can pinpoint exactly where that issue is coming up, but make sure you're not only sharing how great it's making you feel, but that you're sharing you can help people get it. Okay, so I think okay, let me see if I can read this. Yeah. So Kimberly, I think you can hear me. We'll address that in a separate call because I want to find out more about that question. So, any other questions? I think that was all the ones that were posted to the page. Anybody have comments or anything else? I wanted to just say good job. You guys are rocking it this month. We only have 3 people that have hit Success Club, but that is not an indicator of the amazing work you guys are doing. So we have 3 that have hit, 2 that are super, super close, and probably 10 more that are on the road to be there before the end of the month. I predict a lot of rank advancements and all kinds of awesome stuff happening before the end of this, right, Diana? No finger crossing, it's gonna happen. So the other thing I wanted to mention really quick back on our big team calls that we're gonna be doing, be prepared because we are gonna be calling on you all to lead these calls. So you are all fantastic at something. You're all good at everything, but you're all fantastic at something. So Molly and I know what that is. And so we will be reaching out to you, if nothing else, to share your story, to just, you all have so much to teach us. And I know this, especially after meeting with so many of you this last week. I learned as much this last week from each of you that you did from me. So it was like big double bonus for me because I got to meet with like 10 people. So that's what we're going to have you guys share. That's going to start probably our next call. Chris is going to be sharing with us about how to use Facebook to market your business. And he has got some seriously awesome results in his past with a previous business he had. And he's going to share with us how he did it and what he does and what. I'll let him tell you what you're going to do because it's I'll probably just mess it up trying to share it. But I'm excited. I know I'll be online for sure. So that'll be our first one. And after that, we will be assigning out topics. So that being said, if there's a specific topic you would like to teach about, please message me or Molly. And hold on. Hold on. Okay. So if there's a specific topic you want to teach on, let us know. And otherwise, we'll start assigning those out. We're only going to be doing 2 a month, so it's not like you guys will be, impending doom of having to do a team call right away. But trust me, you learn a lot by doing. So that is what's going to be happening. So you should not, Molly and I won't be leading a lot of the calls. So the calls we'll be leading are going to be the diamond and emerald calls. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to try to catch up on Kimberly. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit of the background. So Kimberly's comment, and I think we can all see this that she's posting. And this is actually how I met Kristen, is posting in a mom's group. So now Kristen and I are both members of that group. So if we are both posting in that group, obviously we're both reaching out to people in the same pool. And this is exactly, I think, what's causing the overlap issue that we're having of not really knowing who's a coach and who's not a coach. So just be respectful. If you're all posting in different groups, just be respectful of who's posting what and that sort of thing. I have a tendency, if I notice, and Kristen, I'm only using you as an example because we're in the same group. If I notice Kristen is posted in our Oregon Moms group this week, I'm not going to post in there this week because that would just be rude. And we don't want to swamp that group with a bunch of posts about what we're doing because they're going to kick us out. I've actually been kicked out of a group before. It's not very much fun. So just, and make sure you're respectful of the rules if you're posting in those groups. Honestly, this was kind of an overreaction on their part when I got kicked out, but just make sure you're following the group rules. Never post advertisements in private groups like that. The only thing I ever post in there are testimonials or free group, which is how Kristen and I met. I posted for a free workout group. She got into my free workout group and we just hit it off. So worked out fantastically. And it's a perfect example of finding people through groups. It works. So, okay. Any other questions? Molly, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Nope, you did awesome.
Okay. All right, so be looking for Molly and I to be reaching out to you guys. I'm going to say this for both my team and Molly's team. We will both be working with you guys through these groups. So expect me to be reaching out to Molly's coaches. Molly will be reaching out to my coaches when we're working in the team training pages together. Know that we're both going to be working together to do this. So you'll hear from both of us. We both started the business at basically, I think I started a month before Molly. So it's not like I have any more experience. We're both we complement each other really well because I'm really good at the stuff that Molly struggles with and Molly's really good at the stuff I struggle with, which is one reason we've decided to come together and do this. I think our minds together are going to be amazing. So I guess we will leave it on expect big things for this year because it's going to be awesome. So, one more thing, just really quick. Last thing, recognition is kudos to those of you who have bought Summit tickets. Molly and I went last year with our husbands, had a blast. We have, I think, 10 people registered for Summit this year. 10 people from our teams. That is like, literally, my poor husband, I'd shoot his ear all night going, Mom, we have 10 people. We only had me and Molly last year. Now we have 10 people. So it is going to be fantastic. And if you haven't bought your Summit ticket yet, please get on the wait list and consider buying it. Getting on the wait list, you don't have to buy it, but please consider it. It is so much fun. It is an investment, but it's such a fun opportunity, such a team building experience, such a business building experience. I am thrilled. What's that, Molly?
I was just going to say, you walk away from Summit just completely fired up and with a ton of ideas. It's so worth it.
It is fantastic. And we went last year, fairly new coaches, not knowing what we were getting into. And I really think for both of us, Summit was kind of like the springboard for our business. So it just puts everything into perspective for you. So that being said, because we do have 10 people coming, Molly and her husband and my husband and I are going to be sharing a room. But if we want to try to get roommate situations put together for those of you that are going, please start sharing that information on our team page. I would like to start within our team page and then expand out to Desert Stars or Team Passion if we need more people. Hi, Krista. She doesn't know who I am, but I'll wave. She's so cute. So let's start sharing information in that if you plan on going, because it is an awesome experience. And for those of you that have taken that leap of faith and done it, I am so proud of you guys. So, okay, so I'll stop talking now and let you go spend time with your family. I have to go cook dinner anyway. So thank you guys for getting on, and we will chat with you all soon.
Okay, thanks, Cindy.
Night.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.